Alright y'all, what's going on? So think how badass it would be to have all these people wearing your own clothes, your own designs. A big question I've been getting lately is how to go about starting your own clothing line or clothing brand. And another question I've been getting is whether you should go ahead and start a streetwear brand or a fitness brand. And that's a pretty important question because there's key differences to both. Today, let's cover that. Alright guys, what's going on? I'm Braden Wuerch. So there's quite a few things that go into starting your own clothing line. It's a great idea, but you need to be prepared for, whether you're going to start with print on demand, whether you're going to start with manufacturing, a print shop, then how you're going to create the demand, all of that. And that's not what this video is about. If you want videos on those certain topics, definitely drop that down in the comments below, and I can definitely do videos on what y'all want. But today we're talking specifically about whether you should go ahead and start your own streetwear line or your own fitness apparel line. And the two are quite a bit different. There's some very, very distinct differences between both and some similarities. So today what I want to talk about is the supply of both, the demand of both, and then the differences in the designs, and then overall which one I think you should go into if you want to start your own clothing line and clothing brand. But before we get into it, if you could please go ahead, drop me a like on this video, hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'm here every day to provide insane value for you guys to grow you personally and financially as well. Alright, so number one is supply. So it's no surprise that for both fitness apparel and for streetwear, there's a big supply out there. There's a lot of people jumping in trying to create their own clothing lines, whether it be streetwear or whether it be fitness apparel. Now the good news is that there's not a huge amount of people that know how to do it right. I know off the top of my hand several people that have tried and failed, and then I've also got some friends that have very, very successful clothing brands. So the supply is definitely big for both. But I would have to say for the fitness niche per capita, so per the amount of actual demand, I would say that there's actually more people trying to create a fitness brand than they are trying to create a regular streetwear brand. Now, there is quite a bit of supply for streetwear itself also, but I would say overall, the fitness niche is much, much more saturated as a whole. Now, yeah, this is going to make some things more challenging, but it definitely doesn't make it impossible. I want you to stay towards the end, to see how to overcome the problems with having, so many people playing in the same space. With streetwear in particular, even though there's a lot of people trying to do it, there's not many people doing it right. Either they're not looking into, how to go ahead and create the demand for it, not knowing how to actually create the designs, all of that. There's not as many people doing it right as I would say doing fitness. So the supply, even though there's so many people out there trying to create their own streetwear brands, I would say there's not as many per capita in each niche as there is in fitness. Number two is the demand. So same thing with the supply. The demand for both is huge because everybody needs clothes. For streetwear, everybody needs clothes that they're going to wear on a daily basis. And for fitness, everybody needs clothes that they're going to wear to the gym. Now, the good thing about fitness, this is where I'm coming back from the supply where I said that there's a lot of people playing in the same space. The good thing for fitness is that it's a very, very passionate niche. So, you're going to get people that want to buy into your brand, your story, all of that because of the message that it speaks to in regards to, them lifting weights, them doing track and field, whatever it is that you go into. It's a very, very passionate niche. This is why supplement companies are able to go ahead and become viral essentially by creating a message. Take a look at the company First Form. That's a great example of how they created very strong demand. You can also see this with actual clothing lines like Gymshark and Live Fit. Both of those created a demand around the message, and because it's such a passionate niche, those companies went viral. And so you do have that playing on your side. Now with streetwear, even though it's a little bit harder to play with that much of somewhat of a passionate audience because the niche itself isn't passionate, you can create virality by taking steps like Supreme or Bape. You know, these companies, especially Supreme and how they do launches, have created a very, very high demand for their products. So, you know, I would say overall, the demand is greater per capita, per the niche, for fitness, but it's also pretty high for streetwear. It's just how you play it. You know, fitness is definitely more, you're going to need to go ahead and build a story around your brand. Build actual demand around the message of your brand. Rather than streetwear, streetwear is going to be more design and strategy dependent. So, you know, with fitness, to create that demand, you are going to need to create that story. That's what it's going to come down to. You know, everybody's got, you know, their own certain logo or certain design. But as a whole, what it comes down to in the fitness niche is the message behind it. And that's where you're going to be able to, you know, really become viral. You know, for Gymshark, it was about aesthetics. Live Fit is about a fitness lifestyle and living fit. So you need to go ahead and create a message that people will get behind and really want to spread and essentially, you know, wear the clothes. You know, like I said, streetwear is definitely more design dependent. So now 3, let's go ahead and talk about the design. So one of the downsides with streetwear, and for some people it might be a bonus. They might actually like this. But you're going to have one more SKUs typically. You're going to have more designs. And 2, you're going to have to change up the designs more often based off of the seasons. And just to go ahead and keep it fresh. You know, streetwear is rapidly changing. You know, the styles are changing. It depends on seasons. It is a rapid game. So you're either going to need a really good designer or you yourself are going to need to be a great designer. Now, this can come over time. You know, when starting out, you can definitely start with a few SKUs and then build up over time. You know, it kind of works the same way with fitness as well. But just know going into it that it's a rapid game, and you're going to have to stay very, very on top of the current times in the current season and have styles and designs to match that. With fitness, you're not going to need to change up your SKUs as much. You know, there's been very, very successful fitness brands that essentially have had only a few different shirt designs, maybe a couple hoodies, couple shorts, and a couple pants. You know, if you go ahead and you create your SKUs that really, really work out well, you know, you don't need to change them as much. You don't need as many SKUs, and frankly, your designs don't need to be as complicated. This goes back to creating a demand and a story, you know, for your brand. You know, it's a little bit different than how streetwear would work. And so, you know, this can be a bonus for some people. They might not want to keep having to change up the designs as much. And whereas, you know, the streetwear people, you know, if you love designing and all of that, you might love that you need to do that with streetwear. Now, as you move forward and actually create a, you know, a bigger company, it grows and grows and grows. Even for fitness, you're going to want to go ahead and keep changing up the SKUs, have designers, all of that. But we're talking about starting out the very early stages. Streetwear is going to demand more unique designs more often, whereas fitness, you're not going to need it as often. So now let's get into which one should you go ahead and choose. Now, both are great choices. You can go ahead and be very successful with both, but both is a very, very tough game. It is very competitive, but you can be very successful with both. What it comes down to is 1, what you're passionate about, and 2, what you're most knowledgeable about. So if you've grown up, you know, loving streetwear, wearing all the coolest designs, all of that, then it'd probably make most sense to go into streetwear. You already are knowledgeable on what's in style, what works, what feels good, and you'll know how to promote it on social medias and actually create that demand. Same thing with fitness. If you're big into a fitness lifestyle and you've been in it for a while, you also, you know how to go ahead and promote it on social media, or you already are a fitness influencer, that's even better. Then obviously it makes most sense to go into fitness. But really what it comes down to is what you're passionate about, what you want to do, what you're most knowledgeable about. All right, guys, I know this video is a little bit different than what we usually talk about with Shopify dropshipping or other types of businesses, but this has been a very requested topic lately, so I wanted to bring this to you guys today. If you found any value in it, please go ahead and smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'm here for you guys every day. Leave a comment down below if you've got any questions or would like me to continue this series on starting your own clothing line. I'd love to do that. But keep grinding, y'all, and I'll see you in the next video.